We acknowledge that Tri-Cities Community Television operates on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Coquitlam First Nation. We thank the Coquitlam who continue to live on these lands and care for them along with the waters and all that is above and below.
Hi, it's Kathy Chena with Tri-Cities Community TV, and we are at the Coquitlam Poirier Library, and we'd like to thank the library for the donation of the space today. With me today is the director, Brian Kenny, of the Inlet Spring Regatta, and we're going to talk about all things dragon boat.
Great.
So, when did you start? When you were 5?
Yeah, well, technically no. Yeah.
I'm loud, right?
Yeah, I'd like to have, but no.
No. But seriously, though, for people that aren't familiar with dragon boating, can you tell us what the Inlet Spring Regatta is?
Well, the Inlet Spring Regatta started back in 2017 in the planning stages. Mm-hmm. We are coming to our 20th anniversary as a team, and so we thought that it would be a great idea to put something on that was unique. Our water is unique, the surroundings are unique, and we can give out a product that no one else can. We are very, very well situated. Mm-hmm. So after convincing the team that it would be a good idea, because it seemed like an overwhelming thing compared to down Vancouver, which is a massive regatta, but we are the same idea, but we're shrunk.
Okay.
We have 44 teams coming, as opposed to hundreds of teams. We just don't have the space for hundreds, nor do we want to get that large.
Right.
We're community-driven,
yes,
and basically a family-driven activity.
So what role does the regatta play in the Tri-Cities and more so in Port Moody?
In Port Moody, because we've been there for so long, we take out groups. We've taken out corporate people for when they want to go out have a picnic on the land and take their people with them on their team, and we do that, or we do it with kids. We've had special needs kids come in, excuse me, and they were challenged when they came in. In fact, they were very challenged. Mm-hmm. By the time they left us, they were giving back so much to the community. It was astounding. You can't imagine when people get in the water, begin that close to nature,
right,
it does do a little shift in your psyche, and you begin to realize that you're not alone. There are 20 other people in this boat with you, and without you, there's none of them.
Right.
Because we have to be together.
Right. I love the inclusivity of it all, to be honest.
It is very inclusive.
Yeah, exactly. So Rocky Point's a hub for many events, as you know. Why is this location so perfect for the regatta?
Well, because of its, again, location, and it's the pier. The pier gives us an opportunity to get the public to come out and see it in a very familiar way. In Vancouver, for example, you could stand on the bank or the deck of the Science World, and you can see the boats coming in. But if you want to see the closeness of the action, this pier is spectacular in all that it gives us. Plus, we have the docks to land the boats. We run the event in heats of 4 boats apiece, and it goes down to the millisecond of finishes because they're 200-meter races. A 200-meter race is short. Normally they're 500-meter, and those are grueling. But 200, they're on, they're off, and you can literally see it's called dragon snot. With the dragon heads, the dragon snot is the difference between winning and losing. It's that little piece of how close are you to the end.
Oh, wow.
And the machines they run are spectacularly accurate in many ways.
Fantastic. How important is it for municipalities like Port Moody to support accessible, community-driven events like this one?
We are the biggest sporting event Port Moody could ever put on.
Wow.
With over 1,000 paddlers coming in, plus their support, plus the public, which you can get, it depends on the weather, and luckily we've had perfect weather every year. The upcoming, we've seen the 10-day forecast, and it looks like it's going to be okay, which is great. But the people that come are the community. And SkyTrain being where it is, it's a simple on-off, and so we get people from Vancouver as well. We have a team that comes up from Seattle, and they love it up here. What they wrote to us was quite an amazing overview of what they see this as the perfect example of a regatta. It's got everything. It's got food. It's got a beer garden. It has merchants. It has musicians. It has fun. And that's what we want to have, is fun.
Yeah, and that leads me into my next question regarding Seattle. You have teams from all over and Seattle.
Yes.
What do you think this means for local business?
For local business, we have several. We have, I think it's called Tripack, or sorry, I forgot. It's a sporting shop that just opened in Port Moody. I walked in the store and I said, "Oh, nice to have you in the community." Is that the old Starbucks store? Store up on,
at the corner of Queens and St. John's.
Exactly.
Yes.
And nicest gentleman running it. And I said, you're new. How do you get your information out? And he told me it was brand new. So I said, well, how about coming to a regatta? He was stunned by it and excited beyond belief, just with the fact that a lot more people from the community would see it. So he's taken on a booth too. So I'm looking forward to see what they have.
Oh, that's
By the way, the
fantastic.
store is a great store inside.
It is. If you're an outdoorsy person, absolutely. I am not.
Yeah.
But if you are, then that is the place. That's the place to
and
be.
for Port Moody, that's a unique business to come in. Where I've lived in Port Moody for 46 years, so I've seen the change and the tempo of the city, and it's a unique city. It's a drive-through city in a way,
Right,
much
right.
like Burnaby is.
Yes,
You go to
yes,
work, you
yes,
come past it.
yes.
But it has so much more to offer. From the Canadian Legion, which have some of the best poutine I think in the Lower Mainland.
Hey,
And
I'm a Port Moodian too. I totally believe it has a lot of best things to offer. So this year there's a real focus on youth participation. Brian, why is that important?
You have to grow, and plus we know that students, young people, need a place to be. And we're grandparents. So literally, as grandparents, we recognize the growth system, the sequencing as kids grow to become adults.
Right.
And we just think it's a great way to show you are in a part of a community. You're not alone.
What can people expect when they come out and see the event?
Some of them have no idea, but a lot of them, because we've been there for, this is our 7th regatta, COVID stopped us.
Yes.
But I thought that would stop us, but it never did, because the team is so excited about doing it and having fun that day.
Right.
It's just the growing expectation from the community that we can do better every time, as everything you think. And I know the feedback we get is, we don't know what you could do better, because you do so well. And we have to agree. But we are going to do better.
I know this is going to be hard for you, but tell me one reason why people should attend.
Should attend?
Yes.
Well, they could see me in my dragon hat, because I run around with this weird hat on. I was going to wear it today, actually. But I thought, no, it's not a good look. Well, it is, but it's not a good look. But I think it's because it's a time with your family. You're safe, you're secure. You just are in your own environment, and you're looking at your city from a totally different angle. Normally, you come down the pier, you walk out, you look for some sea stars, by which way I just saw some sea stars for the first time in years. They're coming back. Little things like that people and families need, that outing together, that costs nothing, it's free. It's not there's no charge involved.
Right.
So it's something that you can do as a family, enjoy yourself, and then maybe take a walk around the inlet to see the herons in the rookery around the other side and watch them hatching out and having a good time.
When is this all happening, and when should people come out?
Okay, we're on April the 25th. That's in, for us just over a week or so. And it starts at 8 a.m., the opening ceremony with the mayor and Councillor Peters from the Coquitlam will be here to open it with us, and then we're off and running. I think one of the most unique things, which we haven't really mentioned, are the woodles that we give out. We give out medals, but we don't call them medals. We started on Earth Day several years ago. We didn't want to work with metal. It just seems so, everyone else does it. So we came with the idea of doing engraved wood medals. So we have a golden colored medal wood, a silver colored wood, and a bronze colored wood, which is engraved on with the First Nations kingfisher, which was given to us by the artist. And we put a paddle in his hand. So like kingfishers dive in the water. When you're dragon boating, you're diving in the water. And so that kind of, that connection to nature and self makes this an event that really is unique. And there's no one in the world that does what we do, literally.
Literally.
And we're the first regatta in Canada, because back east is still frozen.
Well, I can hear in your voice how passionate you are. That's why you're still going strong. Even though you're a director, you're going to be running around with that crazy hat on April 25th.
Yeah.
Today we heard from Brian Kenny with the Inlet Spring Regatta happening on April 25th right here in Port Moody at Rocky Point. Make sure you get out and see these dragon boaters. It's going to be quite the event, he tells me. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Kathy Chenna with Tri-Cities Community TV.